I was the female CEO's billion yuan elite bodyguard hired for that fortune. Yet when thugs harassed her, I merely watched coldly. I even casually put a white rabbit milk candy into my mouth, because according to every short drama I'd ever watched, this was when the hero was supposed to appear. Sure enough, when I looked up at the second floor, I spotted a man in a Jianghu suit, staring intently at the female CEO. His lips held a smile, 30% mockery, 30% coldness, 40% indifference. He was waiting for Shen to be driven into a corner, so he could leap out and play the hero. Apparently, this guy's name was Tian. They said he come down from some mountain and was nicknamed the Dragon King. Hey, bodyguard, are you blind? The boss is being taken advantage of. A nearby waiter shoved me. I ignored him and turned toward the corner. A small red box was mounted on the wall there. By then, one of the thugs on the dance floor had reached out to grab Shen arm. Just as Tian's eyes sharpened and he prepared to leap, I smashed the glass without hesitation and pressed the button. The next second, a shrill fire alarm drowned out the music. Then the sprinklers in the ceiling burst open all at once. Fire! Run! I shouted at the top of my lungs and grabbed the fire extinguisher. I sprayed it wildly toward the dance floor. The thugs were blasted by the sprinklers and got a mouthful of dry chemical powder. They had no time left to harass women. They covered their eyes and stumbled around blindly. Tian was also startled by the sudden alarm and flinched. His foot slipped, and he tumbled straight down from the second floor. Amid the chaos, I pushed into the dance floor and hoisted the disoriented Shen over my shoulder. Let go of me. She writhed on my shoulder and clawed about wildly. Hold still, Miss Shen. The emergency exit is packed. If you fall and get trampled to death, who am I supposed to collect my salary from? Carrying her, I precisely avoided the crowd and kicked open the back door. Behind us, the bar had descended into chaos. I faintly heard Tian roaring from upstairs. Who set off the alarm? My chance. I curled my lip and opened the car door. Then I stuffed the drenched Shen inside. That was what I call the scientific rescue. Shen face was as red as a ripe tomato, her hazy eyes fixed on me. As she edged toward the driver's seat, her delicate fragrance, mixed with alcohol, drifted straight into my nose. This was straight out of a novel. I sighed helplessly. Then I turned the car's air conditioning down to its lowest setting. Cold air blasted Shen face. Hang in there. I'm cooling you down the physical way. Besides, these leather seats were expensive. If you vomit on them, you'll be paying for the cleaning. With that, I hit the gas and drove away. Just then, my phone received a text from an unknown number. Take her to room 1208 at the Hilton. I can save her. You'll be well rewarded afterward. Signed, Tian. I glanced at it and replied, "You're nuts." Then I tossed the phone onto the passenger seat. Jianghu. I feel awful. Help me. Shen called my name from the back seat. Her voice was so soft it practically dripped. As she spoke, her hand grabbed my arm. Her eyes could no longer focus. She was in a state of extreme excitement and utter confusion. Don't panic. We'll be there soon. I'll help you. Where are we going? The 3rd Municipal Hospital. What? The emergency room. You'll get your stomach pumped. In my experience, your symptoms indicate acute drug poisoning. The best treatment is to insert a tube and suction everything out of your stomach, then give you some activated charcoal. Shen froze in the back seat, then let out a desperate wail. 10 minutes later, after one sharp drift, the car stopped outside the emergency building. I jumped out and shouted inside at the drowsy triage nurse. "Doctor, quick! A rich woman has been poisoned. Bring a gurney. She absolutely needs her stomach pumped. Use the thickest tube. Don't spare any expense. She has insurance." Several nurses rushed out with a gurney and, working together in a frenzy, lifted the disheveled Shen onto it. Watching them wheel her into the treatment room, I let out a long breath. After paying the bill, I returned and crouched outside the treatment room, eating a roasted sweet potato. Just then, from the end of the corridor, came the sound of hurried footsteps. Tian, still in his Jianghu suit, had arrived. He had run hard, and sweat covered his forehead. When he saw me squatting there, eating sweet potato, he clearly froze for a moment, then his whole face twisted. "Where's Shen?" "She's in there. They're inserting the tube now. From the looks of it, she's probably throwing up badly." "Bastard. Do you think ordinary medicine can cure this poison? Only my divine Taiyi needles, combined with my secret inner power, can force out the poison. You're harming her." With that, he tried to rush inside. I shoved the remaining half of my sweet potato into my mouth and stepped sideways to block the door. "Buddy, this is the hospital's intensive care unit. If you want to practice medicine in there, show me your credentials." What credentials? Your medical license, your physician's certification, and this hospital's consultation invitation. Oh, and looking like you just came down from the mountains. Do you even have identification? Tian was completely dumbfounded. He'd spent 10 years in the mountains learning martial arts and medicine, but nobody told him saving people required a license. I'm the heir of Ghost Valley. I don't need those useless papers to save lives. Hey, you want to get physical? I immediately pointed at the one overhead, the high-definition camera with a full 360-degree view. See it? It's recording everything. Touch me once, and I'll drop to the floor. I have high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and a bad heart. Once I hit the ground, you're not leaving without paying 200,000 yuan. Security. We've got someone causing trouble at the hospital. Someone's trying to force his way into the operating room. He's holding needles. They're weapons. Before I finish speaking, 3 security guards rush over carrying riot control catchpoles. What are you doing? Drop what's in your hand. Seeing this, Yi Qian's face turned dark red with rage. But as the Dragon King, when had he ever endured such humiliation? With a flick of his wrist, he sent several silver needles flying, straight for the guard's knees. I instantly grabbed the stainless steel trash can beside the hallway. Then I slid forward, and with several sharp clangs, blocked every one of those needles. Assaulting an officer. Oh no. Assaulting security personnel. Armed assault. Who would have thought? You actually know martial arts? Today, I'll clean house for Shen. I'll cripple you, you traitorous lapdog. He shifted his feet, his whole body becoming a blur as he struck my chest with his palm. Not only did I not dodge, I actually thrust out my chest to meet it. At the same time, I pulled out my phone and started recording. Bang! His palm struck my chest squarely. I fell backward, flying like a battered sack for nearly 10 feet. Murder. He's beating me to death. I lay on the ground, clutching my chest, and began rolling around in agony. My shrieks were as piercing as a cat whose tail had been stepped on. My bones are broken. I'm bleeding internally. I can't see. Help? Stop pretending. I only used 30% of my strength. 30% is still force. Everyone saw it. He knows martial arts. He's trying to kill me. While howling, I secretly held up my phone to record. Before long, the enforcement officers finally arrived. The 2 officers had barely rushed in when the sight before them stunned them. One fierce-looking man stood there, while one pitiful bodyguard lay amid the wreckage, vomiting blood. Don't move. Get down. Hands on your head. Officer, listen to me. I'm the Dragon King. I don't care if you're the Dragon King or the Water King. Show your identification. Take him away. Watching Yi Qian get fitted with silver bracelets and escorted away, I stopped wailing and got up from the floor. Expressionless, I brushed the dust off my pants. My ribs did hurt a little, but it was fine. This counted as a work injury. Later, I'd have Shen reimburse me, plus a nutrition allowance. At noon the next day, Shen finally woke up, sitting in her hospital bed, her face pale, and her throat was hoarse. Jianghu, what exactly happened last night? How did I end up here? I gave her a brief report on last night. I emphasized how bravely I called the police, how scientifically I got her to the hospital, and how I was injured protecting her from a thug. You're saying Yi Qian was trying to save me, but you got him sent to the precinct. He's the fiancé my grandfather arranged for me. Oh, then it's even more serious. They should throw the book at him. What makes you think he drugged me? Whoever benefits most is the prime suspect. Anyway, the police are investigating. Miss Shen, forget about him for now. Let's discuss the expenses. Registration fee, 50 yuan. Stomach pumping and emergency care, 800 yuan. Plus my medical bills, emotional damages, and night duty pay. The total is 58,000 yuan. Jianghu, money is all you care about. I was nearly violated, and all you care about is this lousy money. Miss Shen, ours is an employment relationship. I took a palm strike. It hurt. These days, feelings cost money. If you think my service was poor, you can file a complaint, but you still have to pay. I'll transfer you 100,000 yuan, but the extra 42,000 yuan. Shut up. Disappear. You got it, boss. You're so generous. The payment notification sounded, and I immediately stood up and gave her a formal bow. Then I'll head back and make you some soup. The doctor said you can only have liquids after getting your stomach pumped. Shen simply waved me away, looking like she never wanted to see me again. As I left the room, I checked my account balance and happily hummed a tune. But I knew this wasn't over. That Yi Qian definitely had connections. Once he got out, he'd definitely come after me. That evening, Shen and I returned to her massive villa. Instead of patrolling like the other bodyguards, I moved a small stool to the front gate and sat down. Then I set up a pot and began cooking snail rice noodles. At midnight, several shadowy figures sneaked into the courtyard. Clearly, the Dragon King's retaliation had arrived. The leader in black had just climbed over the wall when his nose twitched, and he nearly threw up. Damn, did their toilet explode? I slurped up a mouthful of noodles and looked up at the wall, at the assassins above, their eyes watering from the stench. I gave them a guileless smile. Brothers, have you eaten? If not, come down and have some. As I spoke, I flicked my toe, sending the exposed high-voltage wire on the ground, quietly sliding into the freshly watered lawn ahead. In the courtyard, a rhythmic crackling sound rang out, accompanied by the men in black, jerking like they were breakdancing. Holding my snail rice noodles, I calmly glanced at my watch. 3, 2, 1. The three agile, vicious side assassins now looked like three dead fish, sprawled on the soaking wet lawn, foaming at the mouth, their hair standing up like Super Saiyans. Hey, I told you to come down and eat noodles, but you just had to cross the lawn. With that, I set down my bowl, put on insulated gloves, and retrieved the troublesome wire. Then I crouched down and patted the lead assassin's face. Hey, wake up, quit playing dead. My place only runs on 220 volts. It won't kill you. Despicable. It's called intelligence. I pulled a dagger from his jacket, then found an assassination plot. It even had a floor plan of the villa, with Shen Bing's bedroom marked on it. Professional. Assassins are really competitive these days. Their plans are more detailed than my weekly reports. I took out my phone and expertly snapped photos, then dialed that familiar number. Hello, Inspector Lee. Yes, it's me again. Yes, me again. Jianghu. No, everything's fine. A few burglars broke into the house. Maybe they wanted to steal my snail rice noodle recipe. Yes, I've got them under control. Right. They accidentally electrocuted themselves. The facilities here are just old. I'll get them fixed tomorrow. All right. Sorry to trouble you, Inspector. After hanging up, I looked at my 3 big wins sprawled on the ground, wondering whether this counted as a major contribution, and I could ask Shen Bing to double my year-end bonus. Half an hour later, police sirens shattered the quiet of the villa district. Shen Bing was awakened by the noise. Wearing a robe, her hair a mess, she stood on the second-floor balcony. Jianghu, what did you do this time? Nothing, boss. I caught a few delivery guys. Oh no. They came to donate experience points. Go back to sleep. I'll go give my statement and bring you breakfast when I get back. As I spoke, I handed the notebook containing the plan to Inspector Lee. This is physical evidence. These men definitely planned this. There has to be a big fish behind them. I suggest a thorough investigation, especially that man who was just released on bail. That so-called Dragon King. He's the prime suspect. By the time everything was settled, day had already broken. With dark circles under my eyes, I drove Shen Bing to work. She looked much better today, back to looking like the cool, aloof female CEO she was. But there was always a probing look in her eyes when she watched me. Those men last night were after me. Who else would they be after? My snail rice noodles. Miss Shen, you've made quite a few enemies. But don't worry. As long as the money is right, not even a fly will get within 3 feet of you. The moment the car stopped outside Shen Group headquarters, I spotted a familiar figure. It was Tian. The guy had changed his outfit. He ditched the Zhongshan suit. Instead, he wore an extremely fitted, flashy white suit. He held an enormous bouquet of red roses by the company's revolving door, striking the pose of a melancholy prince. I parked the car, then got out and opened Shen Bing's door. The instant Shen Bing saw Tian, her brows twisted into a tight knot. How did he get out? He has lawyers. Besides, he didn't manage to treat anyone yesterday, and he didn't beat me to death either. At most, it's disorderly conduct. They can't hold him for long. Yi Qian's eyes lit up when he saw Shen Bing. He hurried over. Binger, thank goodness you're all right. Last night, I was framed by a villain. I couldn't stay by your side, and you suffered because of it. I came especially today to make it up to you. Shen Bing took a step back. Mr. Yi, please watch yourself. And if it weren't for you last night, I wouldn't have ended up in the hospital. That was a misunderstanding. Binger, listen to me. It was all that useless bodyguard's doing. He deliberately framed me. Binger, fire him. Starting today, I'll be your personal bodyguard myself. I don't need a salary. I only want to protect you. I couldn't help but laugh. He was here to steal my job. Mr. Yi, watch what you say. There are laws. I signed a formal 3-year contract with Shen Group. I have full benefits too. You want the boss to fire me? Fine, under labor law. Firing me without cause means paying twice the statutory severance. And I was just injured on the job, so I'm still recovering. Firing me at this point would be illegal. I could file for labor arbitration and sue the company into the ground. Boss, I know you're rich, but there's no need to waste money like that, right? Besides, Mr. Yi has no security guard license, no health certificate, and certainly no criminal background check. The company's human resources department would never hire him. My string of official terms left Yi Qian completely bewildered. I am the mighty Dragon King. I'm doing you a favor by being your guard, and you still want credentials. Of course, see that. Even Uncle Wang has a military discharge certificate. What do you have? A certificate saying you're mentally ill. You're asking to die. Yi Tian flew into a rage. Veins bulged across his hands, and an invisible force burst from him. Several nearby flower petals shook loose. Security, security. Someone is causing trouble at the entrance. He's threatening people's safety. Bring riot shields. And call the precinct. Tell them that hospital troublemaker from yesterday is causing trouble at the company again. Fine, Jianghu, right? I'll remember you. Yi Tian gritted his teeth and hurled the flowers to the ground. Binger, just wait. I'll prove that this trash can't protect you at all. At your grandfather's birthday banquet in a few days, I'll give you a surprise. With that, he turned and left. Before leaving, he even tried to show off by vaulting over a flower bed, but he slipped on the freshly watered tiles. He staggered and nearly fell flat on his face. I shook my head as I watched him go. Non-slip souls. 1-star review. Yi Tian had left, but his words left Shen deeply troubled. My grandfather really hasn't been well lately. The hospital can't find the cause. He just keeps getting weaker. Yi Tian says he can cure him, and Grandpa trusts him. They can't find the cause? Usually, in a case like this, it's either an extremely rare, complicated disease, or else someone has secretly been feeding the old master something incompatible with his condition. What do you mean? Nothing. Occupational instinct. Didn't the Yi Tian just come down from the mountains? How did he know the old master was sick? And why is he so confident he can cure him? I know this plot well. First, make things look hopeless, then turn them around. First, the old master becomes critically ill and every doctor is helpless. Then he gives him one miracle pill, and the old master is back on his feet, announcing your marriage on the spot. He can't be that despicable, can he? You never truly know what's in someone's heart. The birthday banquet isn't today's, right? I'll go with you. That counts as a business trip. It'll cost extra. Before long, the weekend arrived. I followed Shen to the Shen family's old estate. The place looked like a royal palace. Luxury cars filled the driveway. I wore that cheap suit of mine. Beside the elegantly dressed Shen, I looked like an ugly duckling among swans. The moment we entered the hall, we saw a white-bearded old man in a wheelchair. His face was waxy yellow, and his breathing was faint. A circle of people surrounded him, all of them wearing worried expressions. Yi Tian was dressed even more like a Taoist priest. He wore a long robe and held a wooden box. He had the air of a reclusive sage. Binger, you're here. This is a family banquet. Unrelated people should wait outside. I'm President Shen's personal bodyguard. My contract requires me to be on call 24 hours a day. What if someone poisons the food at the birthday banquet? I'm responsible for food safety. Poisoning. HMPH. How ignorant, Grandpa Shen. Rest assured, today, I brought my sex secret 9-turn resurrection pill. Just one pill. And your illness will be cured at once. It will even prolong your life. As he spoke, he opened the wooden box. A rich herbal scent drifted out. Inside lay a black and candy-like pill. The relatives around them gasped in amazement. My goodness, this is the legendary miracle medicine. Young Master Yi is so thoughtful. Good, my boy. Yi Tian beamed smugly. He picked up the pill and moved to put it in the old master's mouth. Stop. I rushed forward in one stride and grabbed Yi Tian's wrist. The hall fell deathly silent. Everyone stared at me as if I were insane. Yi Tian was so furious his eyes nearly popped out. Jianghu, what are you doing now? If you delay the old master's treatment, can you afford the consequences? I'm protecting the old master's life. Miracle Dr. Yi, does this medicine have a production date? An expiration date? Does it have regulatory approval? An ingredient list? Any warning about adverse effects? This is an immortal's pill. It was refined by an ancient method. Why would it have a production number? It's priceless. Boss, this is an unregulated, no-name product. That won't do. Elderly people have weak digestive systems. What if he gets heavy metal poisoning? Cinnabar and mercury are standard ingredients in pill making. Bullshit. Hey, don't get physical. Everyone is watching. Proving this pill is safe is easy. Send it for testing. Or you can eat one first. I quickly reached out. Before anyone could react, I snatched the pill from his hand and split it open without hesitation. Yi Tian let out a heart-wrenching scream. I put half in my mouth and chewed. Smooth texture, melting in my mouth, with a hint of nutty fragrance. Isn't this a chocolate malt ball? The kind made with cocoa butter, too. A little sticky on the teeth. Miracle Dr. Yi, did you get these on sale at the supermarket? A chocolate malt ball. Really? Try it if you don't believe me. I handed the remaining half to a distinguished-looking family doctor nearby. The doctor took it and sniffed it, then tasted a little. His expression turned strange too. Indeed, the main ingredients are cocoa powder and sugar. Haha. That's just the coating. The essence is inside. You ruined my miracle medicine. Oh, come on, old man. I just examined the old master. His complexion is sallow, his eyes are cloudy, and his breath smells like rotten apples. Those are classic warning signs of diabetic ketoacidosis. And you were about to feed him sugar. Are you trying to sugar him to death and inherit his fortune? Get him to the hospital. He needs insulin. The hall erupted into chaos again. Shen Bing looked at me, her eyes full of shock. You know medicine too? A little. My second aunt's husband died from this disease. A long illness teaches you a thing or two. Tian stood there, still holding the empty box. The biggest joke in the room. Outside the villa, Tian blocked our car. This time, he didn't waste words. His eyes held genuine murderous intent. Jianghu, you've ruined my plans again and again. Not even God himself can save you today. He tore off his flashy suit, revealing his muscular physique beneath. Air swirled around him, lifting the fallen leaves from the ground. It looked like he was about to unleash his ultimate move. Frightened, Shen Bing gripped my sleeve tightly. What do we do? He really seems to know martial arts. Don't panic. I unfastened my seatbelt and got out of the car. Tian formed hand seals, muttering an incantation. Infinite heaven and earth, lend me your power. Dragon roars through the 9 heavens, first form. While he posed, powered up, and recited his lines, I opened the trunk and took out a red, cylindrical object. I pulled the safety pin and aimed it at Tian. Die. Tian roared and was about to charge. A powerful blast of white dry powder shot out like a dragon. It instantly covered his face, body, and mouth. It was a 4-kilogram high-pressure car fire extinguisher. Tian's dragon roars through the 9 heavens became a fit of violent coughing. The spray left him unable to open his eyes. Whatever inner energy he had, it was useless against the choking powder. While he was still rubbing his eyes, I used a standard hold to pin him to the ground. I pinned his lower back with my knee. Villains die from talking too much. Didn't your master teach you that? That's it. What else? Fight for 300 rounds. President Shen, reimburse me 100 yuan for that extinguisher. Stop struggling, Dragon King. These are industrial-grade zip ties. The more you struggle, the tighter they get. I've already called the psychiatric hospital. I told them a severely delusional patient is urinating and defecating in public and attacking passersby. The car started, then drove away. In the rearview mirror, Tian screamed in despair, but the wind soon carried his voice away. Tian was locked away, but Jianghu's legend was far from over. They said his so-called Asura Hall had 100,000 death-sworn warriors spread across the world. I thought it was all bragging. Until the morning of the 3rd day, the Shen Group's ground floor lobby was blocked by from men in bizarre outfits. The fur came in every shape and size. One carried a huge bronze hammer. One had a longsword strapped to his back. One toyed with 2 venomous snakes. The last was dressed like an over-the-top emo punk. His hair covered half his face. They stood in the center of the lobby, radiating menace. The young receptionist trembled in terror. Even old Wang, the head guard, did not dare approach with his baton. Hand over Shen Bing, or we will bathe this place in blood. The burly man with the bronze hammer bellowed, making the glass doors hum. I happened to be carrying pan-fried buns I bought for Shen Bing. When I walked in, seeing that scene, my first thought was that creditors had come knocking. Was the company going bankrupt? Hey. What are you doing? Do not block the fire exit. Do you know the rules or not? Who are you? How dare you interfere with the for heavenly kings of Asura Hall? I am President Shen's bodyguard. Did you visitors sign in? Do you have an appointment? HMPH. No appointment, yet you are causing a public disturbance. Want me to dock your credit score? You are asking to die, brother. Cripple him first. The big man swung his bronze hammer, bringing it down on my head. That hammer weighed at least 55 pounds, whizzing through the air. If it connected, my head would turn into a smashed watermelon. The women nearby screamed. I did not take it head on. Come on. I only make a few thousand yuan a month. Why would I risk my life? I stepped back and tossed the bag of piping hot pan-fried buns in my hand at him. The big man instinctively blocked with his hammer. Smack. The freshly cooked buns burst against the bronze hammer. Scalding soup splattered all over his face. On my eyes. Property damage. Do you know these floor tiles were imported from Italy? Each one costs 3,800 yuan. Add labor and shipping. Round it up to 20,000 yuan in damages. Cash or card. Or all of you can come at me together. Kill him. Whose modified sport utility vehicle outside has an Asura 001 license plate, illegal parking, blocking the fire lane, illegal modifications, and driving without proper registration. Driver, come out. The tow truck is here. You win this round. Retreat. Save the car first. They dragged their leader, burned by the pan-fried buns, and fled in humiliation. Watching them leave, I shook my head. I picked up the one intact bun left on the floor, blew off the dust, and popped it into my mouth. Wasting food is shameful. Since a direct attack failed, they started playing dirty. That afternoon, Shen Bing's office was in complete chaos. This is bad. President Shen, the company's internal system has crashed. Every computer has a blue screen. They only display one line: release the Dragon King, or the data will be deleted. This is the work of an elite hacker. Our firewall was as flimsy as paper. The attacker's internet protocol address is overseas. It bounced through hundreds of servers. It is impossible to trace. They threaten that if we do not agree within 10 minutes, they will publish the company's newest product formula online. The technical director was on the verge of tears. This project involves tens of billions. Shen Bing looked helplessly at me. I was on the sofa, playing Fight the Landlord on my phone. Do not look at me. I cannot code. I can barely use Excel formulas. Then, what do we do? Just sit here and watch? Who says you need a computer to deal with hackers? They need an internet connection to control us remotely, right? Yes, yes. I opened the cabinet, found the thickest fiber optic cable with its yellow light blinking, and yanked it hard. Snap! The whole world went quiet. That arrogant skull pop-up on the screen froze. The data transfer bar was stuck in place. There, a physical disconnect. Now, even if he is the god of the internet, he cannot steal anything through the severed line. Not even one byte. But then we cannot work either. Pull out the hard drives and back them up on a computer without internet access. Then tell the provider to assign a new internet protocol address and reinstall the system. Do I really have to teach you this? Shen Bing looked at me. The look that said I was a barbarian had vanished from her eyes. It was replaced by strange admiration. Jianghu, how does your mind even work? Poverty built it. When I ran out of money at internet cafes, the owner cut off my internet exactly like this. That is called life experience. After the network incident, Shen Bing insisted on taking me on a company inspection. She said she only felt safe with me beside her. I wanted to tell her that this counted as extra work and deserved extra pay. But seeing her like a frightened little rabbit, I swallowed the words. Forget it. Call it customer service. We entered the private elevator, heading for the underground parking garage. Just as the elevator doors were closing, a hand suddenly reached in and stopped them. A man in a delivery uniform and a baseball cap walked in with his head lowered. He held a large box against his chest and stood silently in the corner. Shen Bing paid no attention, looking down at her phone. But I narrowed my eyes. This guy had a particular smell. It was not sweat. It was the faint smell of blade maintenance oil. And the hand he used to press the floor button had thick calluses between the thumb and forefinger. A knife fighter. The elevator descended. The tension grew heavier in the enclosed space. Suddenly, the delivery man moved. He threw away the box, drew a gleaming dagger from his waist with his right hand, and drove it straight at Shen Bing's heart from behind. He was fast, with the textbook moves of an assassin. Shen Bing saw it in the mirror. Her scream caught in her throat. Emergency stop. Are you insane? We are on the 18th floor. The elevator could malfunction. Better that than getting stabbed to death by you. Do not come any closer. This is a biochemical weapon. You think a little bottle can scare me? I am Shadow, the gold-ranked assassin of Asura Hall. Die. Cough, cough, cough. My eyes. I cough, cough, cough. My throat. 5 minutes later, the maintenance crew pried open the elevator doors. Mom, Dad, how? Man, do not use that stuff in an elevator next time. The smell is too strong. It will not air out. Exceptional circumstances. I will get you some air freshener later. After 3 straight failures, Asura Hall was desperate and furious. I heard Tian's master, the legendary Ghost Valley Elder, has come down from the mountains himself. The old man is said to be over 100. He has white hair and a youthful face, and unfathomable martial arts skills. He has declared that he will set up a challenge ring outside Shen Group and challenge me to determine who is superior and who lives or dies. Shen Bing watched from upstairs, trembling with fear. Jianghu, don't go. That old man looks dangerous. Let's call the police. Calling the police won't help. With an old scoundrel like him, the moment the police arrive, he'll lie down on the ground, and they'll be afraid to do anything. To deal with people like him, you have to fight fire with fire. I walked out the front door and stopped in front of the old man. The old man opened his eyes. Golden light blazed from his eyes. You must be Jianghu. You injured my disciple and insulted my school. Today, I will deliver heaven's justice. Sir, take it easy. We can have our match, but we need to complete a few formalities first. What kind of sorcery is this? Nothing special, just real name verification. Old timer, how old are you? I am 103. Oh. What an auspicious age. So, did you bring your identification? Do you have your senior citizen card? According to our city's public security regulations, anyone over 70 who takes part in strenuous exercise or a public gathering must be accompanied by a guardian, present a recent medical examination report, and sign a liability waiver. Where is your guardian? I am a transcendent master. So, where would I get a guardian? Then you're an elderly man with no family. That's even less acceptable. What if I hit you once, and you collapse and don't get back up? Who would I collect compensation from? What if you tried to extort me? I still have a mortgage to pay. How dare you, you insolent brat? Look, what's that? The community is bringing benefits to the residents. Free eggs. Show your identification and get 10 each. Only the first 50 people. How? Oh, dear. This old man is blocking the way. Move. Get out of the way. This is urgent. Hey. Don't push me. My old bones are shielded by my inner energy. Ow. Who stepped on my foot? In the face of Chinese Annies, Asura Hall is nothing. Ha. Jianghu, thank you for everything these past few days. I used to think you were crude and cared only about money. But now I've realized you're far more reliable than those who never stop preaching righteousness and morality and threaten to destroy the world at the slightest provocation. That doesn't sound right. Is she about to confess her feelings? That won't do. A bodyguard falling for his employer is a serious taboo. I get my pay doc. Besides, according to the usual plot, the moment I fall in love, my intelligence will go offline, and I'll become one of those idiots who only yell, "Who dares touch my woman?" I cut off a piece of steak and stuffed it into my mouth. Then I said indistinctly, "Boss, this is the suspension bridge effect. When people are nervous or afraid, their hearts race. The brain mistakes that for romantic excitement, but it isn't. You've simply produced too much adrenaline. Go home and get some sleep. Have some warm milk. When you look at me tomorrow, you'll definitely think I'm annoying again." Are you really this unromantic? I'm serious. I think we could try. Try negotiating a raise. Now that's a good idea. I think my recent performance deserves a 20% raise. Jianghu, I'm talking about feelings with you. And you're talking money with me. Talking money hurts feelings. Talking feelings hurts the wallet. I wiped my mouth and said sincerely, "Ms. Shen, I'm just a common man. I have a mortgage and a car loan. I want to save up and marry a curvy wife who can give me kids easily. I can't handle a wealthy family lifestyle like yours. If you're truly grateful, just give me a bigger year-end bonus. That would be much more practical than marrying me." At that awkward moment, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. Jianghu, feeling pretty pleased with yourself, are you? Don't think beating a few weaklings means you've won. The true terror of Asura Hall is something you haven't witnessed yet. Midnight tomorrow, the abandoned factory west of the city. I've prepared a special gift for you. If you don't come, I'll blow Shen Group to the ground. Who was that? Just some loser with nothing better to do. He invited me to an abandoned factory. Can't these villains choose a different location? It's always an abandoned factory or the edge of a cliff. There are tons of mosquitoes and no air conditioning. They have absolutely no imagination. Let's go. Ms. Shen. Looks like we won't be finishing this meal in peace. I need to prepare some tools. Tomorrow night, I'll teach them their final lesson. 11 o'clock the following night, I drove Shen Bing toward the west side of the city. Jianghu, it's just the two of us. No backup? Who said I didn't call anyone? I've got all the equipment. How is this backup? This is called compliance. I parked 500 meters from the factory and killed the engine. Hard hats are mandatory at an abandoned construction site. Put one on, Miss Shen. That color stands out. If you get kidnapped, the police will have an easier time finding you. This ruins my image. We carefully entered the factory. Rusty rebar was scattered everywhere, along with broken chunks of concrete. Several large oil drums burned in the central clearing. Tian stood in the middle, beside a man, wearing a blue-faced, fanged demon mask. Dozens of men stood behind them in a dark mass, each carrying steel pipes or machetes. Jianghu, you finally came. Hall Lord, this is the punk. Who keeps ruining my plans? Young man, you've got nerve. You dared provoke Asura Hall. Do you know how to spell death? Hey. You guys over there, put those fires out. This abandoned factory is surrounded by dry grass. Aren't you afraid of starting a wildfire? Arson carries a minimum sentence of 3 years. Don't you know the law? Enough nonsense. Hand Shen Bing over, and I'll leave you with an intact corpse. Hide, and don't peek out. Things might get messy soon. You're taking on dozens of men alone. Jianghu, don't push yourself. Maybe we should give them the company. That's where my year-end bonus comes from. Get them. Gentlemen, times have changed. A dense buzzing suddenly filled the air. More than a dozen agricultural drones flew through holes in the factory walls and hovered over the crowd. I rented them from the next village for 2,000 yuan. At my command, the drone's spray nozzles opened. My specially mixed, extra strength, stink water rained down in heavy drops. The thugs charging in front were hit instantly. The ground was already uneven. The thick, slippery stink water turned it into an ice rink. Dozens of men crashed down like dominoes. Blades, pipes, and clubs scattered across the ground. For a moment, the scene was both ridiculous and humiliating. Tian and the Hall Lord stood at the back. They, too, had been splashed with stink water. Their faces went black as the bottom of a cooking pot. You shameless, despicable fool. Jianghu, do you dare act like a man and fight me fairly? HMPH, I'm a bodyguard, not a gladiator. If technology can solve a problem, why should I break a sweat? A devastating energy device has been set up here. It's enough to wipe this entire place out. No one is leaving. The site fell instantly silent. Even the thugs rolling on the ground were too terrified to make a sound. Shen Bing peered out from behind a pillar, her face pale. Ha. Buddy, do you know how much space explosives take up? Fine. Go ahead. and press it. Give it a try. We'll all become fireworks together. Sounds romantic. Don't come any closer. I'll really press it. The indicator light on the detonator lit up. Then nothing happened. There was no explosion and no flash. Not even a fart. What happened? Is it broken? Just a signal jammer. A full band signal disruptor. I bought it online for 250 yuan. It blocks wireless signals. Your detonator is wireless, right? Is it 315 or 433 megahertz? Sorry, even car keys won't work within 500 meters. Let alone that bargain bin remote of yours. This thing. Isn't this a sausage, wrapped in red paper? Yeah, corn flavored. The floodlights around the factory suddenly blazed on. Dozens of fully armed tactical officers rushed in from every direction. Their black gun barrels were trained on everyone there. Officer Li came over and surveyed the disaster scene. Holding his nose, he patted my shoulder. Jianghu, you really made a scene this time. Thanks to your advanced preparations, the situation is under control. The facts are clear. Every illegal act is documented. And this organization's money trail is highly suspicious. This equipment was used to process off-the-books goods. The evidence is right here. They preyed on young people's curiosity to profit illegally. Once you enter their inner circle, you'll find there's nothing there other than draining everyone's money. There's nothing at all. I won't accept this. I was only carrying out a special mission. You have no right to take me away. Stop deluding yourself. Tell the truth when you get back. The law will give you a fair judgment. Jianghu, Boss, this counts as a major achievement, right? About my bonus, under clause 12 of the contract. Before I could finish, Shen Bing suddenly reached out and pulled me into a hug. Her perfume mixed with the factory's rusty scent. And somehow, it smelled nice. The tactical officers around us all turned away, pretending to admire the view. Today, let's settle this according to the contract. Don't talk about money. No more talk about money. I want to discuss renewing our contract. The lifetime kind. That's workplace harassment. Besides, my family has been poor farmers for 3 generations. My dad would break my legs if I married into your family. Then I'll marry you. I'll bring a dowry worth tens of billions and build roads, homes, and school's back home. Would your dad approve then? I swallowed hard. Hundreds of billions? This wasn't a test of integrity anymore. This was testing human nature. 3 months later, the executive office at Shen Group headquarters. I wore the custom suit Shen Bing had made for me, sitting on a small stool beside the executive chair, peeling garlic. Shen Bing reviewed documents, while occasionally glancing up at me. Her gaze was so tender it could melt your heart. Honey, come home for dinner tonight. At work, call me Assistant John. And who says I'm your husband? We aren't legally married. We're still in the trial period. If you don't perform well, I can terminate the contract anytime. Fine. Fine. A trial period. Then may I ask whether Assistant John will honor me with his presence tonight? We'll see how my schedule looks. I still need to visit the police station tonight. I'm bringing Yi Qian some daily necessities. I hear he's behaving well in there. He's already become the cell leader. He's even teaching his cellmates Tai Chi. I'll bring him to criminal law books, so he can reform properly and turn over a new leaf soon. You have such a kind heart. Hey, it's work hours, dock my pay. This month's salary, bonus, and emotional damages, plus an allowance for loving you. The password is the day we met. I clutched the card, my fingers trembling slightly. Was this what it felt like to be kept by a rich woman? How utterly decadent and corrupt. But it sure felt good. I put away the card and stood up. All right. For the money. I'll make you snail rice noodles tonight with 2 fried eggs. Ha ha ha, deal. Then I walked to the floor-to-ceiling window and looked out at the bustling city. Who says a novel's hero has to fight and kill to conquer the world? A bodyguard who understands law, technology, and life, and occasionally lives off a rich woman, is the real winner in life. Yi Qian was right about one thing. This world really is crazy, but as long as you have a contract in hand, the police hotline on your phone, and a little street-smart cunning, you'll be the ultimate champion.